Hey guys, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we'll be doing the camera review of the Lenovo Vibe X2. So we have done the unboxing of this device and also covered the gaming performance review, the benchmarks, and also uploaded the camera samples from this device. It sports a 13 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and also a 5 megapixel front facing camera. So that was the camera specs. Now let's go into the detailed camera review of this device. So this is the interface of the Lenovo Vibe X2's camera, the 13 megapixel camera, and the first look you get a feeling that it's pretty feature rich. I mean, the camera interface is pretty feature rich, and you can see there are quite a lot of options here. So this is the switch to front facing camera. Second is the ability to the switch off or switch on flash. Then you have the HDR mode, and finally the way you can take photos. If you select normal mode, you press the camera button, then you have the touch. We also have the timer. There is also voice control, so you can use to take photos using voice commands. So that is the options available. Then at the bottom you have the settings menu. So when you click the settings, you have the option to select the aspect ratio. Then you have the white balance, scene modes. So in the scene mode you have quite a lot of options, including night, portrait, landscape, sunset, party, motion, beach, fireworks and candlelight. So these are the scene modes available. Then you can select the ISO. It can go up from 100 to 1600. You can also select the auto mode. There is guidelines, so you can see the guidelines here. Then image properties for contrast, saturation, sharpness and exposure. So these are included in one interface. Under the video you have the ability to take videos in 1080p. So there's also option to choose 720p or the standard mode, that's a 480 resolution, that's low resolution video. Then you have the focus method, you have continuous focus and also infinite focus, and finally you have the video stabilizer. So you can switch on the video stabilizer if you're taking videos while walking, so it will not be shaky videos. So that is the option. Then under the normal settings you have the volume button settings, the snap sound, location info and the triaxial leveling and a few other options. So these are pretty handy options to have on the camera. So then apart from that, on the top you have the option to view the photos taken, the gallery view, then the switch to camera mode and the video mode. So when you press this camera video mode, it will automatically start taking videos. Then at the bottom you have the option to choose the mode. You have the normal mode, then you have the panorama and the effects. So let's go into effects. So there are quite a lot of effects included. You can see mono, sepia, negative, movie, clam. A lot of effects are available, and whenever you select an effect you can see that the viewfinder changes. So it's real-time change of effects. You can see the effects included here. So these are the effects available. So these are real-time. So let's just select none. And you can minimize the effects as well, so you can just pull this down and just minimize it. So that was the effects. So let's go back to the normal mode. So there you go, we have selected the normal mode. So that is the camera interface. So overall it's a pretty decent interface, and it's not a cluttered interface. It looks pretty good and it's easy to use as well. So everything is available on this device. So almost all features are available. So one thing missing in this camera is there aren't too many modes available like the panorama. You don't have a night mode or even the continuous shots. So those things are probably missing on this camera, but nevertheless almost all the needed features are available on this device. Now let's go straight into the camera samples. So we'll analyze the camera samples taken in daylight and as well as in low light. So first up, let's take the daylight. So before going into the photo samples, one thing you'll notice about this camera viewfinder is that it's not really exhibiting the real color. So you can see here the background color is somewhat orange or yellowish, and you can see in the viewfinder the colors are totally changed. That's one thing not really acceptable for a camera here. So you don't really see the real colors in the viewfinder. And another thing with the camera is that the focus doesn't really work well, and a lot of times we had issues with focusing objects, and once it focuses, it doesn't lock that image, it keeps on focusing, and sometimes when you take the photo the focus is lost. So that's one real big issue with this camera. The focusing mechanism doesn't really work well. Now let's go into the samples. So here are some of the daylight samples, so have a look at them. So from the daylight samples, one thing is clear that the colors are not that vibrant and although the image looks pretty sharp and good amount of detailing is available, the colors looks totally out of sync, and it's kind of undersaturated in terms of colors, and the real colors are not really exhibited in this in the photos. So you can see a lot of instances, even the macro shots. If you take a look at the macro shots, the colors are not really vibrant. Even though the image clarity is pretty good, and the amount of detailing available even in the macro shots is pretty good, but the colors look a lot dull than the actual colors. So that's one big issue with this device. So even if you take the daylight shot, the colors doesn't look really good. So that was the daylight shots. Now let's go and have a look at the night shots. So here are some of the night shots or low light images taken. And as you can see from the low light or the night shots, the clarity is in there. It's lot of noise, it's filled with noise, and the clarity and the detailing which was there in the daylight shots is totally missing in the night shots, and the clarity of image along with the colors are not that good. So this phone is not really great in low light imaging. So that's one again another issue with this device. So you can see here a lot of other images taken in low light. So the clarity is not that great, even though the macro shots looks pretty okay, but again the colors are in that impressive, and there is a large amount of noise in the night shots as well. So that was the night shots or the low light images taken with this device. So all in all, this phone does not have a really brilliant camera. Even the daylight shots didn't have good colors. They were not really vibrant and looked undersaturated, and even the night shots or the low light shots didn't have much clarity. It was all filled with noise. So that was the camera review. Now let's go into the video sample. So here is the video sample, and again in the video sample you can see even though the image video stabilizer is works pretty good, but the clarity and again the colors doesn't look really good. The video doesn't look really good, and it looks kind of colors are washed out. So not the best video recording again. So the camera, all in all, the 13 megapixel camera with LED flash doesn't really work that good on this device. So another competitor which we had reviewed previously was the Xiaomi's Mi3, which also had a 13 megapixel camera, and we found that although right now the Mi 3 is not being sold in India, but still it had a really good camera when compared to this Lenovo's Vibe X2. So Lenovo's Vibe X2 is not that great in terms of the clarity and the imaging, also the video recording. So all in all, the Lenovo Vibe X2's camera is a disappointment in this price point, because the phone is really good in almost all terms, like the build quality, the design, the speed, the hardware, and everything really excels on this device, but except for the camera. The camera is quite a disappointment on this device. So the 13 megapixel camera doesn't really work that good. Now this device also comes with a 5 megapixel front camera. So let's just switch to the front camera. So you can see the front camera looks pretty okay, and the clarity is again pretty good. You can see you can choose the beauty face here. Then you have the option to select the timer. You can tap to take photos. There is also voice recognition. Then you have the blink hand sign. So quite a lot of features included in here. So you can record videos in 1080p as well. So full HD recording is available in the front camera as well. So it's a feature rich front camera as well, so you can record videos in 1080p as well. So overall the front camera looks okay, but the rear camera isn't that good. The colors are one big issue with this device. It doesn't exhibit the real colors, and the camera totally disappoints in this category. So that was the camera review. Hope you liked this video. If you have any specific queries, just drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to your YouTube channel for more videos, and thanks for watching this video.